So here's another homemade review. This time I'm going over the 2016 MX-5 Miata Club model. So this is going to be our jet black mica. This is an amazing color, especially with these black BBS wheels. So this is going to be basically the track variant, if you will, of the Miata. So as you can see, it's got the Brembo brakes. It has the nice kind of arrow coming all underneath the under part of the car right here. It is an absolutely beautiful Roadster. So to start off, guys, with every Mazda you do have the standard Mazda key, which is going to be this key right here. You have your lock, unlock, your trunk button, and then your emergency right there. In the back you're going to have a little tab. You pull that tab, and right here you're going to have a key that comes out. That way you can get into the car if the battery on the key were to die or anything like that. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and unlock the car. So you do have keyless entry. So on every Mazda right here, you're going to have this little button on the door, as you can see right here. When you push this button, the one beep means it's locked. The two beeps means it's unlocked. So like I said, this was our jet black mica exterior right here. Inside the Club, you're going to have the cloth seats. Another cool little feature, you do have the same color of the exterior on this indoor panel right here. So this is going to be the jet black mica, which is kind of like a pearl effect of a black. To give you a better look, let me kind of do a quick zoom right here. You can probably see it, probably not, but it is an amazing color, and the haunches and the lines on this vehicle are just absolutely amazing. So let's go ahead and step inside, take a look. Alright, so and of course with every car that has the keyless entry, you automatically get your push start. So since this is a stick shift, 6-speed manual, you do push in the clutch. It's going to be right down here. So go ahead and push the clutch all the way in. When you do that, this light will turn green. So as you can see, when I take my foot off the clutch, it turns off. Foot down, light turns on. So as soon as that light's on, you go ahead and push the button. Got a nice little startup that comes on. Nice. I'll go ahead and close her up. Alright, so for the interior of the MX-5, it is obviously pretty small in here, but it is very nicely laid out. So you do have your leather wrap steering wheel. It's going to be right here. It does have the red contrast stitching. You can kind of see the red coming all right here. Very nice touch. You have your aluminum accents coming right here on each side. Of course, your Mazda emblem and a little bit more aluminum accenting coming right down here. Really nice grain leather steering wheel. This is electric power steering, so you do have your rack and pinion steering, everything like that. You're going to have your windows right here, automatic driver side, and of course your windows over on the side. Air vents are going to be right here. It's got this nice kind of cool circular feature that you can use, and you just turn it left and right to turn the air on or off. You can telescope, or you can tilt the steering wheel. It does not have a telescope function, so of course you can't go up and down and then just lock it into place. The gauges on here are very crisp, real easy to read. You have your tach front and center. You have your fuel gauge over here to the left, which kind of has like almost a pilot look to it. It's a very crisp white. And of course over here to your right, you're going to have your speedometer, everything like that. Very simple layout, very easy to get used to. You're going to have your blinkers right over here. Now, little weird thing, this does not have automatic lights, so you do have to remember to turn the lights on or off, which is kind of a weird feature, but at least you have lights on the car, so that's a plus. You do have your wipers right here, which work very well. You're going to have your screen right here. Now, this is a touch screen, so I can touch up here and it'll work with the Mazda Connect system, but once you start driving, it does go fully reliant on the command center right here. So you have your knob, which you can toggle it just like this, hit it left and right, up and down, and then of course your corresponding buttons like your home button, which is already on the home screen, your music button, which will take you straight to your music, your navigation, and then of course your back button. And this little star is going to be your favorites, and here's your volume button right here. And you just hit it one time to mute it. Really, really simple. So there's not a ton in here. Sorry, I'm going to turn on the AC because it is a little warm. You have your hazards, a little AC vent here. Other than that, that's pretty much going to be the interior of the Miata. This is mostly going to be sort of a technical review, just because this has a lot of technical parts for people who love the MX-5 Miata, such as myself. I'm a very, very car enthusiast person, so I am going to go over a bunch of the techie features in here. So get ready for that, you guys. So as far as the steering wheel goes, you have your regular controls here. You have your voice commands, your plus minus for your volume, your info button, which will control this right here. So if I hit the info, it just kind of toggles through MPG, average MPG, your range, things like that. Your next and previous, of course, your phone buttons here. Your cruise control settings right over here. The voice commands work very, very well. For example, let me kind of show you right here.
Say a command.
Tune.
What frequency?
106.1. So yeah, works pretty well. You have your AC controls right here. So of course your fan speed, you know, your legs up front, your defrost, rear defrost. You do have your USB and auxiliary right down here. You also have this little area where you can put your navigation chip, which goes kind of right in there. Just a tiny little storage area to maybe to put your phone, something kind of like that. You have I'm not sure what this will be used for. It's very, very tiny, maybe to put the key in, maybe a little bit of change, stuff like that. Your cup holders are right here. These are removable cup holders, so you can take them out if you please. And there's actually another spot right over here on the side. You can just stick it there if there's no one sitting on the passenger side, just like that. This does not have a glove box, as you can see, so there's no glove box right here. You do have your CD player right back here, which is kind of cool that they put it way back here. You have storage space right here in the back, which is kind of full right now, but it has the books and everything like that in there. It actually goes back pretty far. This is going to be your wind deflector right here, which is pretty cool. You do have storage space in the bottom as well, or behind the seat. I'm sorry, not in the bottom, but behind each seat, which I'll show you in just a second. Now, to work the top, it is very, very easy, as you can hopefully see. There we go. You do have handles right here and right over here to kind of pull the top up, and this is the only thing you'll need to put the top down. It's super simple. So push this button forward, push this back, the windows automatically roll down, and then you just snap it in place. That quick. And to put it up, there's this tab right here. All you're gonna do is push that, it pops up, put it back in, close it, and roll your windows up. That is how quickly it works. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the top down, that way you guys can see it with the top down. Roll the windows down here, and go ahead and hop out. Alright, so for the tech features, guys, obviously this is a 6-speed manual. If you do want to see things like gear ratios, everything like that, I'm actually going to put that in the column right up here. So if you want to pause and take a look at that. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and pop the trunk and everything like that. Hood. Alright. So as you can see, this is a very great looking Roadster, especially with the top down. I wish you could see this black in person. It looks absolutely incredible. It is just amazing. Now the rear of this car, I really, really like. It almost reminds me of like the new F-Type or something like that. Especially at night when these lights right here kind of light up. As a matter of fact, I'll turn the lights on, that way you guys can see. Hopefully, I know it's daytime, but it's pretty much the same. I'll probably go into a covered area in just a second, that way you guys can see the lights. But as for trunk space, it's actually not bad. So here's your trunk space here. You do have a little emergency kit right here. This does have fix-a-flat because it doesn't have a spare. You actually still have carpeted and everything in here. You have your light, that way you can see all that good stuff. You do have your dual exhaust right down here at the bottom. This also has your little rear spoiler on here, everything like that. Very nice looking vehicle. Gas. This does take premium fuel, by the way. Fuel economy figures are actually really good. You get about 27 in the city, 34 on the highway on premium gas. You have your side integrated tail lamp, your blinker right here. Can see that. Here are your BBS wheels. They look absolutely incredible. You have the Bridgestone tires, Brembo brakes up front. I'm gonna pop the hood. All right, so figures on this motor. If you don't know a lot about the SKYACTIV motors, I'm actually going to post a link in the description to kind of go over exactly what the SKYACTIV technology is all about. But basically, this is about a 13-to-1 compression motor. Special pistons and stuff like that help it to achieve the amazing kind of figures it does, especially with fuel economy. It makes about 155 horsepower, 148 pound-feet of torque in a car that weighs 2,332 pounds. Now to put that into perspective, that's about 63 pounds less than a 2016 Fiat 500 Pop. If you don't know about the Fiat, just look it up. It's a tiny, tiny little Fiat. So this does weigh about 34 pounds less than that, which is pretty incredible. That car has only about 90 horsepower. This one has 155. So this thing will actually get up and go. It's a lot faster than a lot of people may think. Since this is a club model, you do have your strut tower brace kind of going right there all across the engine bay. Alright. So now I'm probably going to go ahead and get this into some shade, that way you can see the lights. If I didn't mention as well, you do have a Bose sound system here. Now the reason there's a symbol right here is because you actually have speakers in the headrest, that way you can hear your music a lot clearer whenever the top's down, for the open air feel and everything like that. So let me get this into some shade. Alright, so I finally got this in a shady spot. So here you can kind of see the lights a little bit better. Sorry about the truck backing up behind me. So up front you do have full LED lights, so at night you can see very, very clearly. So this is an amazing, amazing looking vehicle. I'm going to go ahead and go over a little bit of the tech features inside. Alright, it's a lot better. Okay, so for this entertainment system, guys, very, very easy to use. So this is our Mazda Connect. It shows you lots of cool features. So in the applications, it'll show you things like your HD traffic radio map, which works with the high definition radio, because this does have high definition radio standard, which is pretty neat. But this does have navigation, so if you opt for the navigation, you're never going to use that HD traffic radio map, because the navigation has an even better system in there, which is really, really nice. A real life fuel economy monitor, which you can go through and look at your fuel economy. Now this car only has about 10 miles on it, so obviously that's not going to be pretty accurate. Maintenance is great. So oil changes, let's say if we're at 6,000, all you would do is go over here, set it to about 6,000, and as you drive, that'll go down. And of course it'll alert you once you get close. You can do the same thing with tire rotations, and the next time you have to go into maintenance, maybe to get like a accessory added on or something like that. Your warning guidance will show you anything wrong with the engine, so if there's like you're low on water temperature, if there's anything going on with the engine, just anything at all, it'll show you right there in the warnings, which is pretty neat. So let me go back one more. Music, so you do have lots of ways to listen to music. So on your audio sources, you have AM, FM, XM, AHA, which if you've never heard of AHA, it's actually kind of a cool app. And in this car, it'll do things like read out your Facebook posts, your Twitter posts. It even works with Yelp and the navigation. So if you're looking for a food spot, it'll show you some of the top rated Yelp reviewed food spots in the area, and will actually navigate you to those spots, which is really cool. Your Pandora, of course, your Stitcher Bluetooth, and obviously your USB and auxiliary, which is really, really nice. Of course, your tune, your scan, HD radio, which you can turn on or off, your favorites, which is basically like your presets, auto memory, tagging for high definition radio stations, previous, next, and then of course your sound settings, where you can adjust the Bose sound system. And this audio pilot will actually adjust not only volume but frequencies according to your outside conditions and stuff like that. Pretty neat. Now this doesn't have the actual navigation chip in here, so it's not gonna show up the navigation, just shows a little compass. The chips actually, we keep it locked up in the back with the spare key, and we don't put it in until the car is sold. That's just the way we do it at this dealership. Now a lot of other dealerships do put the chip in, which I actually do prefer, but unfortunately I'm not the boss, so I can't change that rule. Communication will show you all of your phone settings. Now, to be completely honest, this is an Android biased system, so if you do have iPhone, it's not going to read out your text messages or your emails. Just throwing that out there. Your settings. So this display, a lot of people are very weird about having this display here, so if you want to turn it off, you can just have it blank like that. That way you can just focus on the road, which is a nice little feature, and you can just hit any button here, or you can touch the screen to turn it back on. You can also adjust all the brightness and kind of everything like that as well. Your sound settings once more, clock settings, of course vehicle settings like door locks. So usually I do the 2 locks on the unlock button to unlock both doors. You can do it to where you just unlock it once and it'll unlock all the doors. Your turn signals, you can adjust the volume on there. Sorry about that glare. Bluetooth devices that are synced up, and then of course your, Fahrenheit, Celsius, basic stuff like that. That's pretty much going to be it, you guys. For the Miata, this is the club model once again, so this is a very, very basic. There's not a ton of tech things in here that you would get in like the Grand Touring. This is mainly the performance version for people who want their money spent elsewhere as far as hardware goes. So this does have like the Bilstein shocks, like I went over, the BBS wheels, the Bridgestone tires, the Brembo brakes, all the kind of aerodynamics around the vehicle. The gear ratios are slightly different and everything like that. So, but to shut her down, all you do is push this button one time, unlocks all the doors, everything turns off, your Mazda symbol comes up. And if you ever just wanted to turn on the power, as long as the key's in the vehicle, you just hit this twice without putting your foot down on the clutch, and that just turns on the vehicle's power. And then of course, clutch in to turn on the car. But yeah, I want to say that's going to be it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys ever have any other requests of videos y'all want to see, just let me know. As everyone will probably know, there is a hardtop Miata that is coming out soon. I actually made this video to kind of make way for that. The hardtop is going to be very, very similar hardware-wise to this. It's obviously going to have a little bit more comfort features, and then of course the addition of the hardtop, which is the automated, almost like a Targa top, almost like a Porsche 911 Targa. So it's going to be a very, very unique open-air experience. I cannot wait till we get our first one in, which will hopefully be around December. So keep a lookout for that, you guys. Definitely, once I get it, I will post it up as soon as possible. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Thank you so much, and once again, if you're looking for just one of the absolute best roadsters out there, this is definitely the way to go if you don't want to spend a lot of money on a BMW Z4 or any of the other competitors like that. It is just an absolutely incredible experience. Thank you so much, you guys.